Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is not the most exciting way to start out a video that I'm actually very excited about because this is the most Valiant crystals I've opened to this point. I have saved and yes, you can get 2 free per day between the Kabam website store and the login, but pre-website store, a week's worth of these crystals was 7. So I said, okay, next time I open these 7, it's going to be, 7, and then we'll see what you got for a week's worth. Now, technically, a week's worth is 14 if you do both. But for whatever reason, some people have told me they don't trust the Kabam website online store. They think it's like a great way to not have your identity trusted. I, for the record, have been using it since the day it came out. And knock on everything that could remotely be wood, there are no issues that I've been contacted with or seen for myself on my credit card or in-game account, or anything else. I do love that the Relic Crystal Shards are now a staple of Event Quest rewards, and this was a way for me to use more than 10 extra energy refills that I had in my overflow because, of course, when you open close to 700 4-hour crystals for the quote-unquote easy completion path of Necropolis, you're going to have, if you're Paragon or Valiant, full energy refills in those, and you're going to get a lot of them. And that's what happened. Now, I appreciate that on one hand. It's crazy how much easier it is to get a full energy for essentially free than it is to get a energy refill from an arena crystal. Somebody explain that one to you, or me, or anybody. All right, I just claimed the daily crystal. I wanted to time this right, and so now we have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 daily Valiant crystals. And I'm really excited about this. I don't expect a 7-star, though wouldn't it be amazing if I was one of the first, if not the first, on YouTube? I mean, I'm sure it exists, I just haven't seen it, that could pull a 7-star champion from one of these. Keep in mind that the drop rates for the 7-star are officially 0.1%. Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 6 Basic Callus Fragments are there. I'm actually shocked they're listing these drop rates. Fully formed Tier 6 Class Callus, 1.5%. 7-star Hero Crystal Shards, 1.5%. That's kind of shockingly low. Units are 1%. And so mainly it's Tier 6 Basic and Tier 3 Alpha, which again is great. I mean, I think that's nothing you get in these is bad. I mean, it's always like any daily crystal, because when daily Paragon crystals came out, they were unbelievable and nothing was bad. And I'm not saying it's quote-unquote bad now, but it's certainly not the value that it was when it was released, or even 6 months ago. It's just the case that these daily crystals don't hold value very long. And, of course, that's not going to be a troll roll. But we do get a chunk of Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragments, half of one. I opened 2 fully formed last time, so it looks like the minimum for Tier 5 Class Catalyst is half. And I believe now that Kabam has said that we can sell those if we need to, though I doubt I will anytime soon sell Tier 5. Tier 4 is another story, but Tier 5, yeah, I'm going to hold on to it. And speaking of which, it looks like half of a Cosmic. I guess you could say that's the worst thing you could get from these, but if that's the worst thing you can get, then how amazing are these crystals, you know? And I'm kind of fast tapping most of these to save time. And what do you know? All Tier 5 Class Catalysts in this data experiment, all half of one. I do think we've gotten multiple classes, so I guess that's a good thing. But the Tier 3 Alpha and the Tier 6 Basic are what you're supposed to count on getting most of the time, and we have not seen that at all yet here. And okay, that's amazing. That is fantastic. I mean, those things used to cost like well over $100. Okay, a fully formed Tier 3 Alpha is 7.49%, if I'm reading this right. So That's a very rare pull. I mean, I started thinking, well, it's just going to be tier 5 class catalyst fragments, which is fine. But then that pops up and you think, okay, this is really fun now. This is extraordinary. And we're back to the tier 5 class catalyst fragment experience. But hey, I got on video a fully formed tier 3 alpha, the 7% drop rate. That is amazing. I'm surprised we haven't opened fragments of tier 6 basic or tier 3 alpha. I'm sure they're right around the corner because statistically speaking they should be, and there it is. This is a tier 3 alpha catalyst opening, and see, 9,000 is, I mean, that's fine, but what we opened with the fully formed is 45,000. So that's like getting, 5 times the normal amount of rewards on a regular crystal in a bonus crystal. No tier 6 basic, though. Maybe we can end on that. And we do. In fact, I promise I don't take the time to record over this. I really didn't know that was coming. And I think I'm very... Oh, actually, I just formed a tier 6 basic with that, but it didn't say catalyst formed. This is the amazing thing, though. 1 week of daily Valiant, and now that's minimum. You can get 14 again if you do the command website, and if you don't use it and don't believe in it, I mean, I'm not going to tell you otherwise, but I do think it's smart for most people to claim 2 daily crystals a day. That's part of what makes Valiant so rewarding, and honestly, I'm not going to say the money is worth it to most people because it's a lot of money right now to become Valiant, or at least a lot of time. But in the aftermath of this, I just have to say, this exceeded my expectations for the first round. I think I'm going to save up 10 next and do a batch of 10 for a video, which is 5 full days worth. So I'll see you for the next daily Valiant crystal opening when I have 10 hoarded in about 5 days. Until then, thanks for watching this video. So excited that this was the outcome. Wow, it really did exceed my expectations.